General Mills, makers of Bisquick and Crustquick, present Bride and Groom. The honor of your presence is requested at the wedding of Miss Barbara Sue Emmett and Mr. John Arnold Dodson. Hello, and welcome to Bride and Groom. This is Jack Gregson speaking once again for vacationing John Nelson. Now today, we'll meet an attractive young man whose first problem was his first kiss. And I'm afraid that his first problem wasn't his last, as we'll hear when he and his bride tell us their love story in just a moment or so. We've all been invited to attend their wedding, which will be conducted by Reverend Nils Jansen of the Westchester Methodist Church. You know, most brides start collecting items that will be helpful in housekeeping quite some time, actually, before they're married. Well, sir, to add to that collection, we give each of our brides a copy of the Betty Crocker cookbook. By now, it's so famous that actually it's a bestseller. Now, here's the priceless cooking lore of years of experience in Betty Crocker's kitchen. And here's her pie crust recipe, a recipe you know you can trust. And here is Betty Crocker's pie crust recipe all put together and ready to use. Think of it, pie crust mix by Betty Crocker. She calls it Crustquick. You make your pie country style with Crustquick. Yes, it's just 4 minutes to the pie pan. Don't cut in, you add only water and you simply stir with a fork. There's no complicated directions at all, no fancy methods, no messy sifting. And see how few utensils to get out and put away: the cup, the fork, and the bowl. Crustquick pie dough even rolls out easier too, handles so much more smoothly than if you made it the old way with separate ingredients. Betty Crocker herself says you make perfect pie crust every time. Perfect by just doing what it says on the pie crust package. Perfect? Oh, let me show you how flaky it is. Now, that's a big promise, I know, but it's a real one. You just try Crustquick and see how sure it is. Follow the directions on the package and your pie crust can't go wrong. Yep, for perfect pie crust, just follow the package directions. And now, here it is, the Betty Crocker pie crust mix. You try it, and you see. Make your perfect pie crust faster, easier than you ever dreamed. 4 minutes to the pie pan. So make your next pie country style with Crustquick. And now let's meet our bride and groom. The lovely bride is Miss Barbara Sue Emmett, and the groom, of course, is Mr. John Arnold Dodson. Well, supposing you tell us about yourself first, young lady.
Well, I'm 18, and I'm from Columbus, Ohio, and I work for the Bureau of Unemployment Compensation.
How about you, John?
I'm 23 years old. I'm an apprentice machinist on the Chesapeake and Ohio Railroad from Columbus, Ohio.
Well, now, you two had a few problems, and the first one was your first kiss, I understand. Let's hear about that, John.
Well, that was a problem, too, but my first problem was when I met Barbara. It was a swimming pool in 1949 in July. I saw her at the pool, and I had friends of both of ours introduced me to her.
What happened after the actual introduction?
Well, we talked around a little bit that day, and it wasn't too good an introduction, so a very good friend of mine had a party the following Saturday night for us to get better acquainted.
Well, did you realize all this, Barbara?
Well, no, but he did take me home from that party, and then he did make a date for the following Saturday night.
What was the next problem, John?
Well, that was the problem you mentioned the first time. We got home a little bit late from our date that night, and I'd bound determined to kiss Barbara goodnight. So her mother was sitting on the front porch waiting for us. So in order to kiss Barbara goodnight, I had to outsit her mother.
Well, do you think your mother might have recognized his problem and helped him out a little?
Well, I didn't then, but I suspect it now.
Was everything smooth sailing from then on, John?
No, not exactly.
What was the next problem?
To get her to go steady with her was the next problem.
What'd you think about that, Betty? Or
Well,
Barbara?
I liked him awfully well, and we had a lot of fun together, but I was just a junior in high school, and I thought, well, that wasn't the time to go steady.
Oh, I see. Well, how'd you solve that problem, John?
Well, I just took her out every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night and didn't give her a chance to be alone with anybody else.
That's good. So you were going steady even though you weren't going steady. Well, you must have been falling in love by this time, were you, Betty? Or
Oh,
Barbara?
I'm pretty sure we were. In fact, I was.
Oh, about what time was it you decided definitely then on this?
Well, we talked about being married and everything, but we didn't decide anything definite until the spring of '51.
Well, you mean you became definitely and officially engaged then, with no problem attached, John?
Well, that was the biggest problem of all came up then. I'd been carrying an engagement around for maybe 3 months, and I decided to give it to her just before graduation, and I went over with the ring, and there was another boy over there who brought her flowers. And before I could give Barbara the ring, I had to outsit this boy And I didn't think the kid'd never go home.
Well, I sympathize with your problem, John, but I can't help hoping that your sitting problems aren't quite over and that the next one will be a babysitting problem, perhaps, huh? All right. Now I'd like to meet your attendants, if I may.
This is my matron of honor, Mrs. Charlotte Morgan.
How do you do?
This is my best man, Mr. Gene Daniels.
Nice to meet you, Gene.
And now for you two young people, and I'm going to say Barbara this time. I don't know why I keep calling you Betty. Two lovely keepsake wedding rings. They're matched, of course. The one with the lovely cluster of diamonds is yours, Barbara. And yours, John, is the solid gold band. As best man, then, you're the custodian of the rings. And what is the song that you've chosen for today?
Mine.
Mine. Oh, that's a lovely song and most appropriate. As you leave, then, for your ceremonies, let's listen to Phil Hanna sing your song on this your day. Mine.
Mine to care for, mine to dare for, mine when our hearts beat fast and life is bright and gay. Mine to thrill me, mine to still me, through all the years to stand together, come what may. No little song of mine can ever tell the joy in my heart when I say, mine when night falls, mine when love calls, knowing that you are mine forever and a day.
In sickness and in health, and forsaking all other, keep thee only unto him, so long as ye both shall live. I, John, take thee, Barbara,
I, John, take thee, Barbara,
to be my wedded wife,
to be my wedded wife,
to have and to hold,
to have and to hold,
from this day forward,
from this day forward,
for better,
for better,
for worse,
for worse,
for richer,
for richer,
for poorer,
for poorer,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
to love and to cherish,
to love and to cherish,
till death us do part,
till death us do part,
according to God's holy ordinance.
according to God's holy ordinance.
And thereto
And thereto
I plight thee my faith.
I plight thee my faith.
I, Barbara, take thee, John,
I, Barbara, take thee, John,
to be my wedded husband,
to be my wedded husband,
to have and to hold,
to have and to hold,
from this day forward,
from this day forward,
for better,
for better,
for worse,
for worse,
for richer,
for richer,
for poorer,
for poorer,
in sickness and in health,
in sickness and in health,
to love and to cherish,
to love and to cherish,
till death us do part,
till death us do part,
according to God's holy ordinance.
according to God's holy ordinance.
And thereto
And thereto
I plight thee my faith.
I plight thee my faith.
This ring is an outward and visible symbol of an inward and spiritual bond which unites two loyal hearts in endless love. With this ring I thee wed,
This ring I thee wed,
in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit.
in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit.
With this ring I thee wed,
With this ring I thee wed,
in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit.
in the name of the Father and the Son and the Holy Spirit.
Forasmuch as John and Barbara have consented together in holy wedlock, and I witness the same before God and this company, and thereto have pledged their faith each to the other, and have declared the same by joining hands and by giving and receiving a ring, I pronounce that they are husband and wife together, in the name of the Father and of the Son and of the Holy Spirit. Those whom God has joined together, let no man put asunder. Now God the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit bless, preserve, and keep you. The Lord graciously with his favor look upon you, and so fill you with all spiritual benediction and love, that you may so live together in this life, that in the world to come you may have life everlasting. Amen.
What a perfect moment for Barbara and John to remember all of their lives. It's a real pleasure to attend the wedding of two young people in love and know that a brand new household is soon to be established. You know, one of the bride's new responsibilities, of course, will be as head of the household's cooking department, and of course that brings to mind bride's biscuits. I imagine that when most brides think about biscuits, they think of them kind of like this. You know, hot out of the oven, just waiting to melt a generous drop of butter and to be blessed with some of your own very special strawberry jam. And that's a perfectly wonderful way to think about biscuits, too. But, you know, that's not the only way, because biscuits can be a real main dish proposition. Now, here, let me show you. This is a Bisquick biscuit. You can tell by how tenderly it breaks. Now, spoon out some of that rich, creamy, dotted stewed chicken there in gravy. Oh, pop the top on. A little more chicken, please. A little more. Thank you very much. Oh, it's the sweet truth. Biscuits just do something for chicken and gravy, and Bisquick does something for biscuits, too, something wonderful. A richer flavor, a lighter texture that's just never doughy. You see that? Well, I mean. And, of course, there's a good reason. You see, the things that go into Bisquick are the very ones you'd choose for biscuits. The same enriched flour, of course, plenty of bland, rich, sweet shortening, just the right pinch of salt, good double-action baking powder. And in Bisquick, everything's all measured out, all blended, lots more carefully than you'd want to take the time to do. That's why Bisquick saves you so much time. Now, here's all there is to homemade biscuits. You just add milk to Bisquick. And that's why Bisquick biscuits are always right. So please, ma'am, remember, will you, that you can just do lots of taste-thrilling tricks with biscuits when you reach for the Bisquick. And now, I see that our lovely bride is back. Congratulations, young people. We think it's most wonderful.
All our very best to both of you.
We have some awfully nice presents for you today, and to start with, a 12-piece place setting of Queen Bess, of course. And the Queen Bess design is so lovely that I'm sure you'll never tire of it.
Next, a General Mills automatic toaster. It's extra easy to clean. And a General Mills iron, because of its tapered heel, it's easy extrally for ironing. For a spick-and-span house always, here's a wonderful Hoover vacuum cleaner. Your hands never touch dirt when there's a Hoover to help. For spick-and-span clothes always, here's a wonderful Westinghouse laundromat. Completely automatic, it'll wash, rinse, and damp dry in one operation, and you can be sure if it's Westinghouse.
We recommend you spoil your hubby, but not your cooking, so we're giving you this wonderful Tappan gas range that makes the very fanciest cooking more simple. Tappan, of course, has the window in the oven door, the divided top, and many other famous features, and something else, whether your cooking be simple or more or less complicated. Here is the Betty Crocker Picture Cookbook. We have one for you, Barbara, along with a good big supply of General Mills' many fine products, too. And now, I'd like to tell you about your wonderful honeymoon that we have planned for you here. First, you have this beautiful new 1952 Pontiac sedan for the entire trip. And I guarantee you're going to enjoy Pontiac's great dual-range Hydromatic, John. You'll head out of the city and north into the charming village of Cooperstown, New York, at the Cooper Inn. You'll be guests of manager H.J. Merrick, Jr. and the New York State Hotel Association. You'll find all kinds of outdoor sports, golf like you just saw, and for sightseeing there's Baseball's Hall of Fame, a local museum full of authentic lore, and a historic countryside to explore together. We know you'll love your stay at the Cooper Inn and that you'll come home with happy memories of a perfect all-too-short honeymoon. I'll be back with you for your reception in just a moment. With you, though, as you leave, rest assured we all wish you continued success and happiness. Bye-bye now as Mr. and Mrs. Now, tomorrow we'll meet an attractive young lady who, when she had 3 years of college left, had 3 young men who were demanding her attention. And when she had 2 years of college left, there were 2 young men. And, of course, when there was 1 year of college left, well, there was just 1 man left. You'll meet him tomorrow. So be with us tomorrow for their wedding at the same time over most of these same CBS stations. Bride and Groom has been presented by General Mills, makers of Bisquick, the 12-in-1 mix, and Crustquick, the Betty Crocker Pie Crust Mix.
This is the CBS Television Network.